Hey guys, the Commander Casual here. We are playing my brand new Thrasios and Tymna Millowfort deck. Yes, you heard me right. Millowfort. The whole point of the deck is to um, build up a gigantic pillow fort with a bunch of enchantments and stuff like that, and then eventually mill all of our opponents out. Or we can mill ourselves out and get our Lab Maniac out and win like that as well. That's pretty much the only real win conditioning. Win condition. The cards we use mostly to do that are Jace's Erasure and Sphinx's Tutelage, and we also got like Memory Erosion and stuff like that. But the whole point is that the deck draws a ton of cards, so you find your stuff, and then you also get lots of triggers for Sphinx's Tutelage and Jace's Erasure. So we've got Tymna the Weaver, which draws us cards, and Thrasios, which also draws us cards. There's a lot of ramp in here as well, just to get all of our stuff out. I kept this hand. It's just a 2-lander, but we do have a Cultivate, so I'm really hoping we draw a land. And then we can Cultivate on turn 3. But we aren't drawing land right now, so that's a little sad, but that's okay. Hopefully we'll draw a land next turn. If we don't, I'm going to be pretty upset, pretty chapped. Yeah, so we're playing against the Scorpion God, which is pretty, like, it's black and red, -1/-1 counters, just about always. Playing against the Reaper King, which is sometimes can be like a combo style deck with you turn other cards into scarecrows. Could just be Scarecrow Tribal. And then this is Ayli the Eternal Pilgrim, which is very often like a budget deck, but it's also like a black weight, dork, and life gain deck usually. So. I'm curious to see what this Reaper King holds, because it can be pretty oppressive. I've done a Reaper King deck and it's really fun, but people hate you pretty hard for having a commander that can vindicate anything when you play a Scarecrow. If he's running just all the Scarecrows, it's like not ridiculous. That's not what we wanted. Oh, that's really frustrating. Discard a card. With this card. Bring to light, I guess. Yeah, that's what we get for keeping a 2-lander hand with ramp in it. That's really frustrating, but... Phyrexian Altar. Attack a creature, add one of any mana color, or sorry, one of any color to your mana pool. That's kind of interesting. You can put a counter on your own thing and sack it, draw a card. For those that don't know what Scorpion God does here, whenever a creature with a -1/-1 counter on it dies, you get to draw a card, and he can pay mana to put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. And then, like all the gods, when they die, they go back to your hand the end step. Or all the cycle of gods. The Scorpion God, the Scarab God, and the Locust God will do that. Reaper King's a lord, and he lets you Vindicate whenever you play a Scarecrow. What's that? Oh, it's just a Chromatic Lantern. I don't recognize all the Masterpiece cards, so... And yeah, Ayli is a 2/3 with Death Touch, and you can sack a creature, gain life equal to its toughness. You can also pay more and sack a creature and exile a non-land permanent if your life total's 10 higher than what your starting was. Okay, so we drew a land, so we can Cultivate now. So we're gonna grab a Plains, and we'll grab an Island. Play the Plains. There we go. So at least we've got a land drop for next turn as well. So I think we, as foretold, next turn, just start playing stuff for free, hopefully. Ideally. Maybe we should put this in our Traxa deck. Better to play this earlier than later, so. Scorpion God. That's scary. Got that on turn 4. New Dragon Skull Summit looks awesome. Explosive Vegetation for this Reaper King. Deplay Zone at work. He's probably going to grab 2 other colors here. I'm curious to see what this Reaper King deck is, because there's like a couple different styles you can do it. You can just run all the Scarecrow cards. And it's fine. It's not very powerful, but you get some artifact synergies going. If not, you can run just like a particular theme, like tokens or something like that, and just do run Arcane Adaptation, Conspiracy, and Xenograft, I think is the other one. They all do the same effect, but you can basically turn all your creatures into Scarecrows. And then with Scarecrow out, you basically dump a ton of these, like, whatever creature tokens that are technically Scarecrows, and then you get to blow up everything on the field. So, Demonic Tutor. So it's probably not a budget deck. I guess we can't check what the revealed card is because it won't show us. So do we get As Foretold and Fogbank next turn? Or we could transmute our Drift of Phantasms and get a thing, but then we can't play anything else. So we get our Sphinx's tutelage with this. That's why this is in here. What you getting, dude? Let me turn my music down a little bit. Listen to that 90s hip hop playlist on Spotify. It's pretty awesome. Sponsor me, Spotify. Let's take this time to say that if you like this video, guys, please give it a like. If you have any comments on either how I played or anything like that, please let me know in the comments. But do be gentle. Keep in mind I play pretty casually, so if I don't have an optimal turn or I don't do what you like, it's my choice in the end. And if you want to see other like unique decks like this or just more videos of this deck, please subscribe to my channel. I've got a bunch of other videos of a bunch of what I think are unique decks that I built from scratch, and yeah, there will be more videos of this deck coming out as well, including a deck tech. So, all right, so I got a thing. Elspeth Knight Errant. Gross. Gross. Yeah, so definitely not a budget deck. I'm used to, like, I think an article came out on either MTG Goldfish or something like that that was basically singing Ayli's praise as like a budget commander. So like suddenly after that there was a massive surge of budget Ayli decks. They were like cool, but none of them were particularly powerful. And yeah, that's changed. So we're gonna, as foretold, and we will also Fogbank. Boom. So we're starting to get our fort going. That's 2 pieces. I suppose I could have played Thrasios this turn instead. That might have been a better call, because then we could Tymna and attack with both, or attack with Thrasios next turn and draw a card, but whatever, mistakes were made. Just need to take more time to think about some of my plays sometime. I mean, having a fog bank isn't a bad position to be in at all, but because we can block this Scorpion God and this Ayli and this Soldier, I guess, if they choose to attack us. So, not necessarily a mistake, just an alternate play, but this is going to take a couple turns before it's really that useful. We don't have a lot of 1 and 2 drops in our deck, but we do have a lot of 3 drops. So, then we'll start to see value out of it. Unless it gets destroyed right away, but not super worried about that. Don't clasp my fog bank. No. Sweet, okay. You leave my fog bank alone. It is weak to the counters on it, I guess. I didn't even think of that, but this guy could still put a counter on it too if he wanted to, but he'd rather do that and draw a card right away. And if he's really excited to attack, he can always attack this guy. Talisman of Indulgence. How much does this proliferate? 4. Okay. This is a cool card. There needs to be like a Jund commander that does -1/-1 counters as like an effect, because then they can really wrap up all this Amonkhet, an Hour of Devastation stuff, and as well as like the previous stuff in like Lorwyn and stuff that is relative to -1/-1 counters. Because then you get like a really succinct deck, because it's really like it's Scorpion God or it's what's her name, Hapatra, and they're both pretty similar decks, but they play a little differently. And I think it'd be really cool to see Jund that incorporates all those cards from both those decks. I mean, obviously there's the black crossover, and then there's the artifact crossover, like Contagion Clasp and Contagion Engine, I think is the other one. But it'd be cool to see a little bit more unison on that. You could use like Kresh the Blood Braided for like the proliferate triggers, but the issue with that is that it's kind of a non-bow with the -1/-1 counters, because killing things with -1/-1 counters would make it so that the Kresh doesn't actually gain anything, because when it died, its power would be 0, or at least low. So Elspeth's a little scary. Kind of. Oh, I guess I'm not surprised he didn't attack this Ayli, because he would have just blocked probably. He's gonna make more tokens. This guy can just keep drawing off of them, but so we play a Plains next turn. We can Tymna and Thrasios if we want. We could copy Enchantment or As Foretold, which doesn't seem bad, but I'd like to save this for Sphinx's Tutelage. Deep Analysis and draw some cards. I kind of like that too. And just, get on the setup train, because we were like a turn behind. We recovered because of this Cultivate, but we were a little late to the party. And we're okay with taking turns to set up, so. Because it's just, we're just going to get more value out of our As Foretold later. Zero rather than pay the mana cost for a spell with murder mana cost X or less. Okay. We're going to always yield to that, because we're always going to want to put a counter on it. Yes, grow. I feel like doing an Atraxa, like unconventional counters deck would be fun. So you don't run like +1/+1 counters or -1/-1 counters. You run like all the goofy counters, like the time counters on this and stuff. Do you really have something? Okay, I was like, can you just yield, please? There we go. Actually, yeah. And we're gonna Deep Analysis ourselves. Draw 2 cards, and then we can also Thrasios this turn. But I like drawing cards. That's what this deck does. Is it draws cards and it mills people and just builds up a big defensive wall. Cool. Take that, and oh, we could Deep Analysis again. Ooh, but then we'd have to discard a card, so I think we're gonna Thrasios. Yeah. Boom. And we'll pass, obviously, because we can't attack with Fog Bank. And then we'll see how this goes. We're just setting up. Got our collective restraint, so we've got even more defense going. We've also got like propaganda and ghostly prison and sphere of safety and stuff to stop people from attacking us. We've also got all 4 of our basic land types, or our land types, because we technically got Urborg as well, which makes things swamps. Basic land types. Okay, so it might not count for the swamp thing. But it's still a basic land as a swamp. These ones are at least. I don't know, we'll see. It'd be awesome to get like a Hour of Promise, and then we can get our, because we have our Urborg already, we could get our Cabal Coffers and our Serra Sanctuary, and then just have so much mana. Because having extra mana is never an issue when you have Thrasios, because you can just pump it into him and either ramp more or draw more cards. Just always great. Stigma Lasher. Yeah, so he's definitely all in on the -1/-1 counters thing. Deals damage to a player, the player can't gain life for the rest of the game. Jeez. Jeez. We don't have a lot of life gain, but we'd still rather that not attack us. So that would be deadly against this Ayli player as well, because it basically shuts Ayli off for the rest of the game. That's actually so gross. I hope somehow this guy gets to hit Ayli with Stigma Lasher. What's the -8? You get an emblem with artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and lands you control have indestructible. That's a gooder, for sure. That'll do, but so I think next turn we drift, or we transmute our drift and go get our Sphinx's Tutelage and play that out and start doing that. Ashenmoor Liege. Black creatures get blah 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 blah. And what's the thing? When it becomes a target of spell or ability, an opponent controls that player loses 4 life. Okay. That makes the Scarab God a big boy. We've got a Fog Bank. I guess you just attack this Reaper guy. I don't really know why he doesn't. Unless he just doesn't want to make enemies. Is he riding? I don't know what he's riding. Is it like a wolf or a boar or what? Cinders carry an ancestral grudge that makes them slow to trust and quick to retaliate. The Extinguisher's curse lasted long after her departure. Oh, there's no flavor text on Scorpion God. He missed an opportunity, wizards. It's harvest time. Nothing on that. Beneath crashing waves lies an ocean of secrets waiting to be explored. The union of sea and sky makes a perfect cover. I love reading flavor text, in case that wasn't obvious. Okay, so let's see what this guy's got now. Sakashima. Copy a thing. Does he copy? What does he copy here? There's some good choices. Might just take the Fog Bank to not die. This could also be like a clone style deck. I saw an article for on MTG Goldfish about that, and that's what inspired me to do my Reaper King deck in the first place as well. So he could clone his Reaper King. Oh yeah, sorry, because it's called something else. Oh, that's actually really gross. So he gets to blow. Okay, he's gonna blow up Elspeth. Oh, it's actually really frustrating with the Reaper King because he can just blow up our enchantments. It's kind of frustrating, but nah, we'll figure it out. Scrap basket. He has to blow up 2 more things now. That's a lot of stuff. I feel like our As Foretold's probably gonna bite it here. Yep. Oh, that's so oppressive. Yeah, he's gonna attack or destroy the Ashenmoor Liege. This is actually super scary because like anything we play now can get blown up. I think I'm almost just tempted to rift here. I don't want to set these guys back because they're gonna be the ones that are dealing with this. This is this deck's a really bad matchup for this one because it just has an excess of removal. I'm curious if we just start the mill plan and start on someone else, if he'll leave us alone. That's the question. But we'll go after lands. Appreciate it, but you're still gonna blow up everything we play. Is he cycling it? Decree of justice. Yeah, so you can get lots of angels, or you can get lots of little dudes. And draw a card. Won't go after, yeah. I already said that. Or I already read that, I should say. Scrap basket. Interesting. Once a tool of Kithkin farmers, scarecrows of all shapes now skitter and lurch across Shadowmoor, animated by residual rustic magics. Interesting. Is it cool art? I know it was the same one as the Elspeth tokens earlier, but sorry, I was checking my phone. Yeah, okay, do a thing, or not. Taking an excessive amount of time to not do anything. Okay, that's that. Sorry, again checking my phone. Okay, so it took that great amount of time to do nothing, which was awesome. Love it. Okay, so Sterling Grove gives us a little protection, but not much. Oh, and we can copy enchantment, which will give them both Shroud. Okay. We got something to work with here. That's good. We'll take that. That'll work. This is kind of an awkward way to do it, but that's okay. We're gonna have two Sterling Groves that both have that'll have Shroud, because this gives other enchantment Shroud. So if we have two, I'll have Shroud. Yeah, can you just yield, please? There we go. Choose an enchantment. We'll choose Sterling Grove. So boom, they'll have Shroud. We did it. We made it. Kind of. Can't really cast anything else. Do we keep the Rift on? I think we do. Oh, we could deep analysis. Never mind, I want to do that. Let's draw some cards and pay some life. Draws two cards. Sweet. Get some lands for next turn. And we're not going to attack, because there's no good attacks to be made. And we'll just pass. The only time we ever would really attack is just if we have Tymna out as well, to draw some cards. For those that don't know what she does. She's got lifelink, she's 2/2. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you can pay X life, where X is the number of opponents that were dealt damage this turn. You can draw that many cards. So ideally, you'd attack like 2 different people, if they were open. You'd gain 2 life from Tymna with her attacking, and then you'd pay the 2 life to draw 2 cards. This would be how that works. Or you could just do it to 1. So you'd pay 1, draw 1, or you can do it to all of them and you pay 3, draw 3. So That's how that works. But we're not a super offensive deck. That's just in here for early game stuff most of the time, or if there's kind of like a weird deadlock situation, or we have a chance to get in with any damage, we go for it and we draw cards. And then Thrasios just lets us use his active ability. I wouldn't mind using either of those to tutor for stuff, but we kind of need them for either of these Sterling Groves, but we kind of need them just to keep this going. Okay, so we pitch our hand and draw some cards. It's a little unfortunate because now we don't get our Sphinx's tutelage with Drift of Phantasms, and we're down a Collective Restraint. But hopefully we get like a Sphere of Safety, or a Ghostly Prison, or Propaganda. Some other enchantments that stop people from attacking us. We got our Seraph Sanctum, we'll take that. Bottle the Mixture so we can get a Jace's Erasure. We got our Sphere as well. Okay, so we're sitting pretty so far. Still doing pretty well. This guy just discarded Murderous Redcap, Puppeteer Clique, and Reforge the Soul. Looks like a lot of his counter stuff is based off of his creatures, because he's running all the persist cards. Whenever a creature dies, if it had a -1/-1 counter on it, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Interesting. And this guy discarded Brings a Bright Hearth, a couple of Swamps, and a Victimize. That's not the one he can flashback. Okay. Let this guy pitch. Suppose no, he already cast that. Rite of Replication. Thank God. Xenographed. Okay, so he is doing the Xenographed combo thing. Thoughtcast. So some artifact synergies. Thorian Mauler, which is just good in any tribal deck. And No Mercy. Okay, so good call on that, because he got quite a few things out of this guy's hand that would have been scary. Especially that Rite of Replication with the 2 Reaper Kings. He would have gotten like a billion things and just gotten to blow up everything. But not these, because they have Shroud. So we're sitting comfortable at least. Not ideal, but it'll get better. I think we play our Seraph Sanctum next turn. Play some stuff, and then Sphere, if we can. So if we transmute the muddle and get Jace's Erasure, that'll take 5. But we'll have 3. So we'll play a Seraph Sanctum, so we can tap that for 3, and we'll have 2 more, so we can also Sphere. Okay. So we're gonna transmute, get Jace's Erasure. We'll play Seraph Sanctum, tap Seraph Sanctum, and then play a Sphere of Safety, which will make anybody have to pay 4 before they can attack us. And all of our enchantments will have Shroud. Can deal with that. So you get a Conspiracy anyway, so Xenographed is kind of pointless anyway now. So Pili Pala. So because we've got some Shroud stuff going, there's a good chance that we get these 2 blown up here and get attacked for some damage. Even though we're not really a threat at all. He just wouldn't like the fact that we're going to be less affected by the Reaper King triggers. Oh, he's going to blow out the Botfly. Or is it Blowfly? Blowfly. Infestation and our Fog Bank. Okay. So at least it's not all coming towards us. We're okay with blocking with Thrasios. So, I like this art. This Magic the Gathering Online promo art. It's cool. A little creepy, because all the trees are like hands, but it's also cool. I'm scared he'll have some kind of major token production now with the Conspiracy, and he'll just get to blow up everything. Because he's, like, if he decides to change his mind, he could just blow up all of our lands whenever he feels like it. We only have protection on our artifact, or our enchantments. I keep saying artifacts. Yeah, so we're just going to block here. And we're cool with that, because we'll get a Sphere of Safety down next turn, so he'll have a hard time attacking us after that. So, yeah, we can live with that. probably surprised. Probably didn't really expect. Well, I mean, we're still waiting on this guy who's burned through like 11 minutes of his game clock, just not yielding. Can you just yield, dude? I mean, like, fine if he has something he can actually respond with, and is keeping that land up for that reason. Then you know he can go ahead and do whatever. But it's frustrating when he doesn't have anything to respond with. Okay, so he finally yielded and let Thrasios die. And he's okay, so he took all that time because he wanted to vampiric tutor. Got it. Although if I'm using like if I have something I want to cast on like the last person's end step before my turn. Oh my goodness. Did he just... Oh. We waited all that time for nothing. That's annoying. Oh, can we just decree a pain here and destroy all of his stuff? I like that. I keep forgetting we have deaths in here. So if we play Sarah Sanctum Test for 2, we should have plenty. And we can tap all these for black mana because of our Urborg. So that'll be 2 mana. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we got enough. And we get to draw lots of cards. Decree of Pain. Cast. I guess I probably should have left an island up in case we draw training grounds. Watch us draw training grounds now. I'm calling it. So calling it. We're drawing a training grounds. Boom. It will always yield to that. Yeah, he's going to put it in his graveyard because he's smart. He doesn't want it to go back to his command zone because he'll get it at the end step. And then you can just cast it for 5. That's what's cool about these gods. I like that with all the gods they work in some kind of indestructible-y thing. And so, lore-wise, the like 5 gods from Amonkhet are all indestructible, but they can all be killed by the Scorpion God, and the Scorpion God's job is to kill the other gods. And it makes sense with the rules of the game too, if you think about the -1/-1 counters, because that can destroy indestructible creatures. So I think that's super cool. But they also, like, they kill the Scarab God. It just comes back afterwards. Okay, so we didn't draw training grounds, so we're not a big dummy. But I really appreciate stuff like that when they, like, make an effort to incorporate that kind of stuff. I think we're going to keep this forest, because we don't have a lot of green mana. We could use some. I guess we've got a Chrome Lantern. We're going to discard that. Oh, this is tough. I think we get rid of this now because we can just Wargate whatever we need now. We're going to get rid of the Seaside Citadel. There we go. Now we just need our Cabal coffers and we've got a ridiculous amount of mana. I mean, we've already got a pretty good amount, and we'll just continue to grow as we play more enchantments, but this dude's probably wasn't super pumped about me blowing everything up, but is probably thankful those 2 Reaper Kings are gone. Because I don't know how long this guy's going to be like, oh, I won't kill lands, until he gets mad that I have a Sarah Sanctum or a Cabal Coffers and decides to blow those up. Because he can't blow up my Sterling Groves. So. He's got a foil Portrait Island that's unfortunately hiding behind the other island. Got a Mazavith, which is fine, because we're not going to be... Oh my god, you're not allowed to play around Sterling Grove. You turd. Now this has Shroud. Whatever. It's mostly, or probably mostly in here to either protect these or to go find them. Like the Xenografting Conspiracy, and I'm assuming he's running an Arcane Adaptation as well. Yeah, so he's got more artifact synergies, more token production to help benefit with the Scarab God thing. Or sorry, not Scarab God, Reaper King. Artifact creature you control deals damage to a player. You can maybe put a 1/1 blue Thopter, so 1/1 blue Scarecrow, artifact creature with token flying. Okay. We can War Gate out our Sphinx's Tutelage next turn. Play land. So this will cost us 6. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if we get our Sphinx's Tutelage, then we'll have, this will tap for an extra 1, which will give us this. And that's 11 total. So we're going to do that. And then we need 3 more. We're going to Wargate. So we want to start the mill plan. Because it's about time. Yep, and we'll get our Sphinx's Tutelage. Unless something else screams out at me, but I really doubt it. Not that there isn't other good stuff, we just... There's the Sphinx's Tutelage. Heuristic Study's great, Propaganda's great, Phyrexian Arena's great, Memorism's great. There's a lot of great cards, it's just... Sphinx's Tutelage is like our win condition, so we're gonna grab that. And then we'll do that. Serve Safety. And all of our enchantments have Shroud. So we're sitting pretty, and we can't be attacked unless they pay 4 mana now. So, and that's just going to increase. The Millowfort has been established. Mwahaha. Is he going to put a counter on the Sharding Sphinx? Yeah. Make it a little weaker. Oh yeah, I forgot we had an Academy Rector in here, but that's for... This should be obvious as to why it's in here when you read the ability. If it's not, we have this in here so that if it dies, we can go get an enchantment from our library and put it onto the battlefield. Because that's just really good. And we're totally okay with chump blocking this 1/2 human cleric to go get a Sphere of Safety, or a Mirari's Wake, or an Eidolon of Blossoms, or a Sphinx's Tutelage, or a Sterling Grove. Because we're pretty comfortable with that. Or our copy enchantment if we want to copy any of those other things. So we're going to play probably an Eidolon of Blossoms next turn. We'll play our Rites of the Flourishing, get our Chromatic Lantern out, Academy Rector if we have the mana, and then I guess if we have spare we can start playing our other... We can play Thrasios and start drawing more cards after that. But it just gets better from here. Cauldron of Souls, any number of creatures, they get persist until the end of the turn. Super cool card. Is this? Oh, it will tap for mana if he wants, because... Oh, it does tap for mana anyway, okay. Couldn't remember if Strip Mine did. Good card. He could blow up this maze if he wanted to. How much mana does he have? So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he could still Strip Mine this and put another counter on this thing. Ah! Oh, you jerk! What a wiener. Oh well. We'll live. I should have just assumed he was going to do that, because I don't know why he wouldn't. Because that's a really good call. Because that would have tapped for at least 4 mana next turn, so... I completely understand his decision. I'm just sad about it. So we're going to play our Chromatic Lantern next turn. So that'll cost 3 and then we'll have 1. So we pay that, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can Eidolon. I don't know, if we can Eidolon and Rites of the Flourishing, or we could Chromatic Lantern, Eidolon, and then maybe something else. I don't know, I like just getting that Chromatic Lantern out, because then our lands can tap for anything. You're gonna pay 4 to attack us? Okay. Sorry with me, I guess. That means you get milled bucko. Give dragon. Actually, should we mill this guy? He's gonna blow up our lands. I don't know. Like, he said he wouldn't, but I feel like he's gonna anyway, because he won't be able to do anything else. Yeah, if we draw an untapped land, we can play all 3 of these, but that's not necessarily likely. Getting your upkeep, you get a Thopter, yep. Not that weird. Makes sense. I think it's to draw cards of the artifact creatures. Is he gonna pay 4 to attack me? No, he's just gonna attack Goodwin. Goodwinner. I get it. I get it. Guys, I get it. Guys. I get it. Yeah, so he gets to draw a card and he gets a Thopter. And he just gets a Thopter every upkeep with this. Okay. Makes sense. Padim, console of innovation. I was gonna say allocation, but that's wrong. It's a scarecrow, scarecrow. Funny looking scarecrows. I guess the other scarecrows are funny looking, but that's not the point. Yeah, I don't know. This guy scares me, so I think we're gonna mill him up. You know, always yield to Sphinx's tutelage. Well, this guy will also be faster to mill out with Sphinx's tutelage, so. Oh, we got our Jace's Erasure. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think we Chromatic Lantern, Eidolons, Jace's Erasure. Yeah. Chromatic Lantern. Boom. Eidolon of Blossoms. We get to draw a card. Yeah, we're gonna always yield to that. Then we get a Sphinx's tutelage trigger. Go for the mill plan. Jace's Erasure. We get to draw a card, get a Sphinx's tutelage trigger. This is what this deck do. Oh, I guess we also get the Jace's Erasure trigger because it's down by then. Be milled for 3 now. Yes. We're gonna always yield and always yes. Got him. Enter Monocon, Swamp, Transco Promenade, 7 Birds, Invocation. He's got some good cards, for sure. For shizzle. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enchantments. So he's got to pay a lot of mana, or either of them have to pay a lot of mana to attack us. Oh, and we got our Cabal coffers. I didn't even see that. Yes. That's big. So we got lots of mana now. Lots. And we've got our mill train up and running. It's unfortunate that our copy enchantment is a Sterling Grove instead of a Sphinx's Tutelage as well, but that's okay. Okay, we're in it. We're in it to win it now, guys. I'm going for the long game. We'll play Rites of the Flourishing next turn, so we'll start drawing even more cards. Okay, that's gonna kill our Eidolon, which sucks, but that's okay. We can live with it. He's gonna draw 4 cards. Just really hoping this guy doesn't have one of those big board wipes. I'm not too worried about my enchantments being blown up by this guy, but if he's got like some big white, clear everything, or if either of them are running the Eldrazi board wipe, 7-drop, Always Dust, I think it's called, that'll also be a problem. But we can play Thrasios next turn and start drawing cards with that as well. Oh, I have texts, I'm so popular. Right? That's what I tell myself. Puppeteer click. Let's see, bring him back. He's got a Dread Return as well. Does it have to be an opponent's? Yeah, opponent's graveyard. It's gonna take Redeem. Wait, does this draw him a card on his end step? Upkeep, okay. What's he taking? Eidolon Blossoms, okay. He probably just wants to draw a card. Because I think he just gets it for the turn, right? Gains haste, the beginning of the next end step, X out. Okay. Yeah, he just wants to draw a card. And for me not to have it anymore, which is understandable. Can't pay to attack us though, because he's got to pay 4, 5. 5 for each creature. He doesn't have any mana up. I'm curious, how did that just die? Oh, Phyrexian Altar, that's why. He's gonna get another thing. I don't know what he grabs now. Sharding Sphinx, okay. I mean, he's gonna go for a big attack here, which is good. Maybe we switch our Sphinx's tutelage target to Goodwin 8899, or sorry, 889. 889. I don't know. I don't know what he's going for. I don't know things about stuff. Stuff's hard to know about. Maybe he was planning on attacking me and forgot about the Sphere of Safety. I don't know. And he's just realizing it now. Or he's just taking his sweet time. Like, we're the mill deck, and we're 32 minutes of our 40-minute game clock. This guy's at 12. This guy burned through a ton of his game clock just wasting time on the yields. And then this guy's done pretty well with his clock as well. I mean, you might as well attack with everything. Get in for 8 because the Scorpion God is a munchkin right now. Then he mazes 1 too, so still only gets in for 4. That's pretty brutal. I never got why it shows 2 of these. Oh, it's because it's damage to and damage from. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Madeline gets exiled. It's fine. Doesn't it? Oh, it's in my graveyard. Well, maybe it exiles the end of the turn. That's why, right? Yeah, because he sacked all three of them for mana. So he could play Corrosive Mentor. Yeah, now they get exiled. Makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna Cabal Coffers next turn. Tap for a bunch of mana. We're probably gonna play Thrasios and draw some cards. See where we go from there. We'll also play our Rites of the Flourishing. It's unfortunate that our Stair of Sanctum's dead, but that's okay. If we get our regrowth, if we hit our regrowth on one of the draws, we can always regrowth it back. Wait, did this not get exiled yet? That's weird. Maybe it's because it got sacked. It went to the graveyard and didn't get exiled properly. I don't know. Awakening Zone. Yeah, so he was doing what I kind of hypothesized earlier, was that he's doing kind of an enchantment deck that just pumps out tokens as well. Now he's going to be harder to attack as well, but not nearly as hard to attack as we are because of our sphere. I think we just stay on the mill plan for this guy. The nice thing is this guy draws cards too, so he's slowly bringing himself down anyway. Let's hope he mills more than 2 here. Sphinx's Tutelage has the possibility of milling for more than 2, it's just unlikely. Yeah, so he didn't, that's okay. I'm gonna tap this for a ton of black mana. 10. Ooh. There, Rites of the Flourishing. We don't get to draw a card, unfortunately, but we will at our next upkeep. And then we'll play. Doesn't really matter which land we tap for what. Cast Thrasios. And then we'll start drawing some cards. We don't really need to play our Academy Rector. Use Thrasios' ability. And always yield to it. So you get to scry, and then we're going to put that on the bottom because we want to draw a card. Yeah, so we're going to stack those triggers there. Ooh, Leyline of Anticipation. That's neat. I think we're going to keep that in our hand for now, though. I want to just draw lots of stuff. Oh, we can play our Forest as well because of our Rites of the Flourishing. No, let's put that on the bottom. Hope we draw a card anyway. We did. So mill them with those. We got a Plea for Guidance. Sweet. So we can look up some more stuff. Or find some more stuff. Play our Forest and tap, 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 tap. Scry again. Yeah, we'll keep the Blind Obedience. And continue to mill this guy. Just the 2 off the Sphinx's Tutelage and the 1 more after Jace's Erasure. We're getting there. And now we'll draw more cards in our upkeep with Rites of the Flourishing, so we'll get extra triggers. It's happening, slowly but surely. Let's see all the stuff he put in his graveyard. Zendikar Resurgence, it's his Dividing Top, Plains, Chroma's Memorial. Yeah, pretty happy about getting that. Asceticism, Fabricate, Chromatic Lantern. Yeah, I don't really regret any of that. Gets to draw extra cards. He gets to draw an extra card and then can play an extra land. That's fine. It's got lots of mana, but it's okay. He sacked the Scarab God to draw an extra card on his end step there, or my end step there. Then he gets it back, or should have gotten it back, I thought, but it looks like it's still in the graveyard. Maybe he did it the wrong time. Beginning of the next end step. Okay, so if he did it during my end step, he'd get it back on the beginning of the next end step, which would be his end step. Because he missed the beginning of it, and that's when the triggers happen. Okay, so he played a couple lands. And we could always get like Torment of Hailfire or something out of this deck. Like it's... I'm milling this guy because he has the most access to colors, and that's scariest to me. Tortured Existence. Discard a creature card, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Interesting. It's kind of like a black version of Survival of the Fittest. Almost. Not really. Not nearly as good, I should say. But it's still a cool card. Yeah, so we plead for guidance. We could get Thought Reflection. Draw us a ton more cards. What else? Thought Reflection's big, because it'll draw us tons of extra cards, which will give us tons of extra triggers. And then probably a Memory Erosion, because that'll just help with the milling, because it's another mill card. But it mills them whenever they cast a spell. So, yeah, we'll go with that. Grab those. See if we can cast all of it in one turn. I'm not sure if we can, but... we got lots of mana though, which is nice. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lands that all count as swamps. So we pay 2 into our Cabal, and it gives us 11. So that's 9 net mana essentially. And then we've still got another 10 lands that tap. So we got 19. Please 6. Memory Erosion's 3. So that's 9. And then Thought Reflection is 7, so we got 16. So we have enough mana. Could even Blind Obedience. The Extort's not to kill anyone. The Blind Obedience is mostly just so that we slow our opponents down, and then we can Extort to gain some life to die less quick. Yeah, draw a card and lose a life. He also played his Murderous Redcap, which he got by discarding Golrath Knight. Creature opponent's control with counters on them, can't attack or block. Okay. So this is cool, because it's less about... I like this guy's deck, because it's less about putting counters on other creatures and more about just benefiting off of persist triggers on your own cards. And then there's just... is Wither as well, because there's more to benefit from that. Yeah, so now on his step he gets Scorpion God back. I don't think he realized that when he did that earlier, but that's fine. He still gets the end step trigger, just on a different end step than he planned. Yeah, so you get to draw an extra card, you can play an extra land, which is also serving to benefit the mill trade. We could also get, we have a Dictate of Crucifix, which would make all of them draw more cards, so they're closer to decking themselves, and then we also get to draw more, which will give us more triggers of... Okay, so he's just going to concede. It's okay with us, because we're on the mill plan. And Sphinx's Tutelage is going to make way quicker work of this guy's deck than the others, because it's going to proc on the repeat effect a lot more often. Yeah, so we got him for a few there. Ooh, we can Psychic Spiral. Too bad we don't have Tunnel Vision. That's a combo we run in this deck, is you Tunnel Vision into Psychic Spiral, and then you Psychic Spiral your graveyard into your library, and then you mill them for a ton. Now that there's just one guy left, I think we get Fraying Sanity instead of P2. Can do. We get Fraying Sanity instead. Oh, that's not what I want to cast. This one. Um, instead of Memory Erosion, because we don't need to mill both of them now. We just need to mill one of them. So we'll get Thought Reflection, which will draw us more cards and give us more triggers, and we'll get Fraying Sanity, which will make them mill on their end step equal to the cards they milled this turn anyway. So Thought Reflection and Fraying Sanity. There it is. It's the same cost for this card as well. Yeah, let's target this guy, not us. Fraying Sanity. Then we pay 3 more blue and Thought Reflection, and then we can finish up with the Blind Obedience. Actually, I think we can do Blind Obedience first, and then we can extort our Thought Reflection. Hoo. Some serious value. All these cards tap for blue. Oh, we could have done that anyway because we have our Chromatic Lantern. Always yield. And yes. So we could have played that earlier and gotten 2 things out of it. Yeah, okay, we want to pay white. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then he's going to mill 6, because that's what he was milled for this turn. We're not going to attack. The Millowfort coming in hot, or cold rather, and slow, but it's working. And it's beautiful. This is everything I wanted. Yes, I milled another 6. Let's check. Okay, it's the Unhallowed. Bloodstained Mire, yeah. The main thing here is just that his deck doesn't pose a threat to me, really, because he has to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 per creature to attack. We have 32 health. He's gonna get his Mikaeus back. Yeah, that's fine, dude. You're gonna have to pay a ridiculous amount of mana to attack us. And we can just Psychic Spiral him next turn, which will put all this stuff back in our library and mill him for that many, which is 18, and then it'll double up to 36, and we'll at least be drawing. We'll draw 2 cards off this, and then 2 cards for upkeep, so 4 cards. So he'll be milling 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 18, so 30 cards. So we've got the win next turn. Yeah. Is Undying and Wither like an infinite combo? Is that what's happening here? When he has both? Seriously? Is he gonna win here with an infinite combo? Did he realize that? Oh my god. Yeah, because now if it dies, it has Wither again. Oh my god, we had it! Oh, that's maddening. Wow. Oh. That makes me so salty. I really, really dislike infinite combos in Commander. I don't even know if, well, I'm sure that guy realized that was one. That's why I went for Mikaeus immediately. Oh, that makes me so salty. Yeah, I just, for those that have heard me talk about it in videos before, I really, like, I'm all fine with combo decks. I understand that that's a huge thing in Commander. That's fine. But I think infinite combos are just the worst. Because now I just sit here while he keeps doing this. Like, it's not interactive at all, right? Like, and once it starts, can't be stopped. Not really. So that's game. We have the win next turn. And instead we're getting infinitely red capped to death. And so he's not only is he red capping me to death, but he's also generating infinite mana. So yeah, there's some infinite combos where you can end up with like a creature that has infinite stats, and it's like, okay, that's not that scary, so it's not that bad. But the ones that deal infinite damage, generate infinite amounts of tokens or whatever, like, oh, that's just frustrating. Well, thanks for watching anyway, guys. We stuck through the video. We almost got there. We were super close to getting there. This deck showed exactly what it's supposed to do, though. This is really how it works. So thanks for watching. Like the video if you do like it. I guess leave a dislike if you didn't like it. That's the game. Yeah, we're dead. We'll say GG because we're polite and we're a sportsman. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Check out my channel. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I've got lots of other videos of interesting, unique decks and stuff like this. And yeah, have a good one.